Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And on the line, we have Drew. Burwell Livestock, Broken Bow Livestock. Good morning, Drew. How you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. How about yourselves?
We're doing well. We're doing well. I have to ask you a question before you dive into results from the recent sales and upcoming sales. How do you feel about hamburgers? Is it a sandwich, Drew?
No, it's not a sandwich. It's a meal.
Hey, there you go. Hey, I like that answer.
It's got beef in it, right?
It's got beef. You can add all your toppings. You can make it a complete whole unit. I mean, what else could you ask for?
I guess you got a good point there. I'm not going to say you're right because I'm not giving in to Brent on this, but I appreciate your input.
Right, and I've never tried the Impossible Burger, but I've seen a lot of those Impossible Burger patties out on my meadow out here.
Yeah.
Well, let us know if you try one, would you? All right. Busy time of year for livestock sales. Jump right in.
Okay, we had 2 big days here last week. We had a big day in Broken Bow and a big day in Burwell. Had calf sales at both barns and big runaway ups at both barns, and I'll kind of give you a recap of how we did combine between the 2 barns. Called that cow market last week steady to maybe 5 higher. We saw a top of $71 to $89 on butcher bulls. We had on the better end of the cows, we had a $65 to $72 top on those. Medium kind of frame type cows was a $55 to $62, and them thin shelly and lighter end of those cows was about $41 to $50. And then we got in the calf market, and I called that calf market fully steady, maybe 2 to 4 higher in spots. Corn market's playing a little bit of a role in affecting that market just a little bit, but I'll give you a recap kind of how we got along. We had some black and white-based steers, weighed 829 pounds, bring $1.34. We had some black steers that weighed $463, brought $1.91. And we had some black steers weighed $571, bring $1.8350. And we had some black steers weighed 600 pounds at $1.58 even. We also had some black steers weighed $524 at $1.87. And we got in the heifer division, we had some black white-faced heifers weighed $590, bring $1.43. Had some black and white-faced heifers, pretty good kind, bring $577 at $1.54 and a quarter. And we also had some black heifers weighed $580 at $1.5250. And we had some red white-faced heifers, pretty fancy for kind, weighed $644 to $1.3150. And we also had some black heifers weighed $564 at $1.55. That's kind of how we got along in the calf division, the sales last week. This week in Broken Bow, we got a big bred sale. Got lots of bred cows on that sale, and going to have a good run of heifers on that sale. And all these heifers are either homegrown or one iron type heifers, and cows have a complete dispersion, and I'll kind of give you a little update on how we're going to operate there. First off, we've got 2 nurse cows. We've got 1 Jersey nurse cow, 5 years old. She's bred black or Jersey. Calves March or sooner, coming from Kurt Solomon. And then he's also got 1 Holstein heifer, first calf bred black or Holstein. She'll calve in February there. And then we get in the complete dispersion. We've got 180 head of black baldy and a few red cows, bred Charlet. They calve March 20 for 65 days. Their third calf is short solid. There's not hardly any older cows on this deal. They're gentle, they're fancy, and they're a reputation brand. They've had a complete vaccination and mineral program. Their cake broke and hot wire broke. When we went out and looked at them, just walked right through them out in the cornfield on foot. They've been handled horseback. It's a complete dispersion off of one of the ranches that he lost the lease on, and they're super good kind. He showed me the calves out of them. Super good set of calves. Got those being backgrounded, and he showed me the bulls that the cows were bred to, and a really nice set of Charlet bulls, and they're coming from Roger and Jeanette Krause. And we get the bred heifer division. We got 145 black white-faced heifers, bred black, Pos Angus bulls, calf March 1st, 60 days, complete vaccination mineral program coming from Chad Jerebeck. We got 66 head of black baldy heifers, 1 iron, bred to proven Cavanese, sons of Hoover Dam, Calf March 1st, 45 days, super gentle set of heifers. They're Baldridge and Van Newkirk genetics on those heifers. They're range and cake type heifers, scour garden wormed. Really nice set coming from Kenneth Runback. We've got 42 head of Red Angus heifers. AI Monday, Cowboy 159, or Beckton Epic 522 for March 1st calving. They've been cleaned up with low birth weight Red Angus bulls for 45 days for 1 iron. They're all have cross diamond genetics there. And super gentle range and cake set of heifers. Been handled with horseback, just super nice set of heifers, developed right, and they're coming from Kenneth Runback as well. And we got 2,500 head of black heifers AI 2 days to Millbar Hickok or Stevers Black Granite for 705. Start calving March 6th. They're cleaned up with low birth weight Angus bulls for 32 days. VL5 injected and poured in September, and they're weighing about 1,100 pounds, and they're coming from Rodney Lamb. And we got then we get in the bred cows again. These are sales of bred cows we're having. We got a really nice set. There's 157 head of red and black cows. They're 8 years old and up. They're weighing 1,300 to 1,400. They're bred black, April calvers, home raised, complete vaccination program coming from Bill Bigby. We got 90 head of black and red cows. Second calf, short term, bred black or Charolais calf, April 1st, 45 days, off stocks, cake broke. Had all their shots and poured coming from Rodney Lamb. We got 30 head of red baldy cows. Second calf, the broken mouth, April 1st for 30 days calving on those. Are bred Red Angus. They're going to be the right kind coming from Alvin and Inger Sherbeck. And we got 20 head of black cows. Second calf, solid mouth, bred black Angus calf March 1st for 60 days. Gentle cake broke coming from Larry Myers. We got 18 head of black cows, short term, bred black calf March 1st for 60 days. Coming from Rick McFadden. We got 15 head of black cows, broken mouth, bred to black or Hereford bulls, calving March 28th from the Irwin Ranch. And then we got 15 head of black and black baldy running age cows, bred black or Hereford Kev, April 1st for 60 days, coming from Brett and Jamie McAfee. And we got 10 head of black cows, bred black, broken mouth, Kev, March 28th, 60 days, Harold McCaslin. We got 10 head of black cows, short term bred to Hoffman Hereford bulls. March 20th for 75 days, complete vaccination program coming from J.P. Conrad. And we got 6 head of black cows come short solid bred to black bulls. March 1st, 70 days, Carl Bauer. 5 head of black Angus cows, 6 10 years old, bred to Seavers Black Angus bulls. Kevin May, home raised, complete vaccination set coming from Scott West. And then we got 5 head of black cows, broken mouth. March 1st for 60 days, complete vaccination program coming from Kyle and Gina Cantrell. And then we got 2 head of black, and one black, one red cow, and their third calvers, bred black, calving April coming from Nate Hurt. And we've had a lot more calls on cows. Should have a lot more drop-ins, and going to have a big run of weigh-ups this week. If you got any questions, you go on the website and you can look at a video of these cows in their everyday clothes on the ranch. Got a video up to the next to the consignment. You just click on the box and watch the video. If you got any questions, you can give Justin French a call, 308-872-1421, or give myself a call, 308-872-1105.
All right, Drew, thanks so much. It's fun to hear all the familiar local producers' names. That's what it's all about. We appreciate your report and look forward to talking to you next week.
Right, and I just want to add, if you guys still need some replacement cow or something, don't be afraid of this sale. We're pretty adamant we don't take on trader cattle and like to keep everything up front and know you can buy with confidence.
All right, well, that's great. Tell Todd hi, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Drew. 7:40 is your time. School lunch menus are next here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. And let's find out what the kids are going to be enjoying, along with their instructors today at Thedford. Roast beef and mashed potatoes and gravy at Thedford today.
All right, Ann Semmelmyrna today, a pork fritter sandwich, soft shell, beefy tacos, and a fresh baked combo sub at Ann Semmelmyrna.
It's a good-looking shirt you got on there.
Thank you.
Sandhills Dunning having tater tot casserole today and green beans.
Let's see, Broken Bow today, pretty much the same as Ann Semmelmyrna that we just read. Pork fritter sandwich, soft shell beefy tacos, and a fresh baked combo sub at Broken Bow.
A ham sandwich, curly fries, peas, grapes, and milk at Litchfield.
Callaway today, Little Smokies on the menu.
And today at Cozad, on the hot option, they have spaghetti and meatballs with garlic biscuit and glazed carrots. Cold options include Italian subs, Italian chef salad with garlic sides.
Choices at Gothenburg today include pizza, popcorn chicken, and super nachos.
Arnold, lasagna and Texas toast today at the Arnold schools.
Let's see. Loop City Public Schools today. On the menu, popcorn chicken or corn dogs and oven potatoes at Loop City.
At Ansley, they're having tacos and fruit, vegetables, and milk today at the Ansley schools. Want to thank Viera Wireless today for bringing along equipment our way that we can use when we go out and stream activities, including wrestling and high school basketball and all of the things that we're doing outside, plus their support here on The Breakfast Show for helping us each and every day. They are the 82nd largest wireless provider in the United States. They serve 6 states. They offer fixed wireless and mobile broadband internet access, and they also offer services in the 679 zip codes nationwide. And they'd like you to stop by one of their stores. The one here in Broken Bow is located at 841 South D Street, or you can call them at 872-1535 here in Broken Bow. There's also stores nearby in Ord and North Platte and Kearney, and I believe there's one up in Valentine, Nebraska, so you'll find them all over the states that they cover. Also, real quick, don't want to forget to remind you there's nothing wrong with continuing to support Bubba Franzen, Brett Bubba Franzen, who was involved in a tractor accident November 16th and still recovering in rehab right now, I believe. And they set up a fund at Great Western Bank, and maybe you dropped off a little before, maybe you can drop off a little now, or maybe you haven't donated yet. Just drive through and tell them you want to leave some money for Bubba, because be like the sunshine, be like Bubba and his family. Thanks all of you for your support in this very, very tragic situation. So they appreciate your support very, very much. All right, 7:43. We'll be visiting with Gavin here in just a moment, or two. Not Gavin.
I was going to say, really, Gavin coming in early today?
I had Gavin wrote down here. We'll be visiting with Logan Gerardin. I hope he didn't hear that, because I'm sure there's some sort of joke I'll be suffering from that. But we will be visiting with Logan from Seed. But we want to play the game real quick here. It's all about Tumbleweed today.
All right, and for the next few days, our questions are all about Motown. Motown Records was formed in Detroit in January of 1959. So this quiz is about those influential singers and their music. Here's your question for today. They were one of the best and most successful Motown girl groups. Their best-known songs included Dancing in the Street and Heat Wave. They went through several incarnations and lineup changes throughout the years before breaking up in 1972. Can you name them? Here's your choices. The Angels, the Shangri-Las, the Dixie Cups, or Martha and the Vandellas. They were one of the best and most successful Motown girl groups. Their best-known songs included Dancing in the Street and Heat Wave. Were they the Angels, the Shangri-Las, the Dixie Cups, or Martha and the Vandellas? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
7 days a week, when you're looking for a home-cooked meal, look no further than the Tumbleweed Cafe on East Highway 2. They feature daily lunch specials that are a great pick-me-up in the middle of your day. Don't forget, you can order online and pick up too, or make use of their handy drive-thru for extra fast, home-style food. They love serving Central Nebraska with the classics, from burgers and fries to chicken fried steak and pies, at the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
And we have Peg on the line. Good morning, Peggy.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you today?
Just great. Nice day.
It's a nice day. Did you work at the Tumbleweed, or did you work out at the one, what was that called, out further out east?
Well, I worked at the Home Cafe in the Bow Inn.
The Bow Inn. Okay, it was called Bow Inn before it's Tumbleweed, right?
Yeah, Mary and Bob Halstead named it the Tumbleweed when they took over.
That's when that took place. Now, it was 24 hours when you worked there.
Oh, yeah. We got everybody, then people going to church and people hung over and...
People not to bed yet. There's your question.
All right, Peg. They were one of the best and most successful Motown girl groups. Their best-known songs included "Dancing in the Street" and "Heat Wave." Were they the Angels, the Shangri-Las, the Dixie Cups, or Martha and the Vandellas?
Shangri-Las, I believe.
No.
Oh, Peg, you missed one.
I'm sorry. That's not it.
Oh, you're not sorry.
Well,
I'm old, but I'm not dead.
Yeah.
I've got a birthday, Cindy.
You do?
A big one.
This Sunday. Wow. Can you tell us how old you're going to be?
It's a 7 and a 9.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty big.
Wow.
Oh. Well, I didn't mean it that way.
That really makes me feel good. I'm not using a walker yet.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Well, who were they?
Yeah, they were Martha and the Vandellas is who it was.
Well, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Shangri-Las, there was a group called that.
Yeah,
there was, yes. Yeah.
Can I ask you a trivia question?
Well, I guess you can, yeah. What do I win?
Your friend, well, do you know what, Matt probably knows this at Subway, but do you know what the title is of the employees?
The title of the employees at Subway?
Yeah, they're considered...
The Subway artists. They're artists. Subway artists.
Well, how'd you know that?
I don't know how I knew that.
Yeah,
I just knew it. I get. Yeah, but Subway artists.
Kind of nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, because it's kind of an art putting a sandwich together.
Colors and you know Lee Bell was a milkman that delivered milk around town.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, long time.
Well, you're old too.
I know.
Or you were young. Yeah, he delivered. Well, he filled up the milk vendors and then he delivered milk, and that was in the 50s.
Yes, and yesterday was National Milk Day.
I know. I was trying to get in, and I don't know how you screwed up.
Have a great day, Peg.
Well, you too. Bye.
Bye, Peg.
Okay. 7:49. Speaking of Tumbleweed, she's right. Of course, she'd worked there. Peg would remember it was the Bow Inn, and the gas station and service center was called Bow Oil.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a big truck stop and 24-hour restaurant. And then out a little further where Pump and Pantry is, I think, right about there was a little gas station with a cafe there as well. I think it might have been called the East Side Cafe, if I remember correctly. Might have went through a few name changes, but it was really cool, Brent. It was like very small cafe, but it had kind of a counter you could sit up to, of course, and then it was kind of in a half circle with booths, and then you had these wonderful, it was the jukebox with the box that you could select the music from your seats with.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah.
They were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am old. We'll take a time out, see if we can get a hold of Logan at Arrow Seed. That's coming up next.
We'd love for you to learn more about Off-Broadway and Broken Bow. You're always welcome to give us a call at 308-872-2522 with your questions, or check out our website, offbroadwayapartments.com. There you will find our activity calendar, newsletters, a menu, available rooms, and even a brand new virtual tour feature. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, too. We don't want you to miss out on any of what we have to offer at Off-Broadway Apartments in Broken Bow. Remember, 872-2522 or offbroadwayapartments.com.
Having computer problems? Don't take it out on your computer equipment. Call Mark Phillips with Central IT in Broken Bow, 872-6600. He offers computer sales, repair, and on-site service. Is your computer slow or infected with a virus? Mark can clean it up. Whether it's a home system or the networking of an office, Central IT is ready to help. From custom builds to individual IT products, Central IT in Broken Bow, 872-6600. Call Mark at 872-6600 for Central IT.
9 before the hour, let's go to Logan Gerardin with Arrow Seed and Broken Bow. Good morning, Mr. Smart Aleck. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty good.
He answered it as Gavin, of course, just to rub me. I knew he would.
Nice.
I knew he would. How's things at Arrow Seed?
Pretty good. I've been off for a few days ice fishing up in the north, so.
How's the ice?
We were driving on about 18 inches.
Oh, you went way north.
Yeah, we were up in Minnesota.
Okay. I don't even know if you can ice fish here in Nebraska. Do you know?
Very sketchy.
Yeah, I've heard that. So you weren't driving a vehicle on a. We want to make it clear you were not driving a vehicle on a body of water here in Nebraska.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
That
I
was
was about, I don't even know how many miles northeast of here.
long ways
but-
up. Yeah.
Long ways. Went through a few states to get there. One thing I did find, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this around here or not, but everywhere we stopped for groceries or gas, people were actually panic buying sausages and cheese.
Really, sausage and cheese.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird, but I think it's just a worst case of scenario.
You go ahead, Brent.
I don't know how to transition out of that one. So Logan, now that you're back, what's going on at Arrow Seed?
Well, a lot of birdseed. Those birds seem to have moved in and are hungry, and you might as well feed them.
Well, sure.
You know, why not? If I was outside, in 20 to 30 degree temperatures, I'd want to get fed.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got birdseed in bulk quantities. That's kind of like our garden seed. Anytime you can buy in bulk, you're going to save some money in the long run. So, why not buy some birdseed in bulk?
Yeah.
And, when I say in bulk, I mean per pound. It's not like some places you buy it per bag, and you usually pay more for the pretty picture of a bird printed on the bag.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the case here. We can save you quite a bit of money, and birdseed. It's one of those things. It's just cool to watch the birds come in. You never know what exactly you're going to see. You might see a super rare bird that you've never seen before that's really, really cool, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
Might as well keep them fed and happy and let them stick around for a while.
Yeah.
So we've got a few different options of the birdseed. Probably our most popular one is our finch blend, and it'll bring in the little, goldfinches, red finches, yellow finches, any type of small finch-like bird is going to go bonkers over finch blend. We've also got wild bird mix, and wild bird mix would be like if you went to the movie theater back in the day when you could get your own soda, or a restaurant, that had a fountain drinks, and you get one, just a little bit of everything in that cup just to see what it tastes like. That's what the wild bird mix would be like. It's got a little bit of everything in it. So it will appeal to a little bit of everything that you feed it to.
There you go. Do you have the nice things to put bird feed in?
We do. We have plenty of bird feeders. And the cool thing with bird feeders is, you don't just come in and buy a bird feeder. It almost depends on what type of bird seed you're going to put in it, because there are different bird feeders for different types of bird seed. There's some that are a bigger seed feeder, so those would work for like the wild bird mix, the safflower, black oil sunflowers. Some of those bigger seeds, the openings in the actual bird feeder are bigger, which will allow those bigger seeds to come out when those birds eat it. Or we've got small feeders, or small seed feeders, which would be for like the finch blend, your millets, proso millet, white millet. those little tiny seeds, and those little tiny seeds and little tiny openings, that's a good way to keep, like blackbirds and squirrels off of the feeder, because they're going to have to work way too hard to get anything out of it. So we've got plenty of options there, and as it hopefully gets colder this winter, more and more birds will start moving in. We saw a lot of birds in our travels the past few days that are still way up north that normally this time of year you see down here. So they're coming. They're just taking their time.
I think
so. Come on in and see me. We're at Arrow Seed, but we do more than just seed.
All right, and you had some windows for saving some money. Where are you at on that right now for some of the agricultural people out there?
Yep, so we've still got the early order and prepay discounts going on. The early order discounts go until the 15th. So deadline's coming right up on that. Right. Which would be Thursday, I believe, for the early order, Friday. Yeah. For the prepay discounts, and that would be prepay discounts on alfalfa, summer annual forages like your millet, sorghum sudan, silage sorghum, and also the small grains, which would be like your oats and spring triticale, spring wheat, stuff along those lines.
Okay, all right.
So that deadline's coming up, but we've still got the early order programs going on, so you can still save money just by calling and saying, hey, this is what I'm going to need for this year. And I always say it, I'm going to continually say it, if it's something you know you're going to need, at least take advantage of that early order discount and save yourself some money.
Well, that's pretty important these days, and there's substantial savings on products like that. So they've got just a few days to get in. How you fix for gloves and those sorts of things as we move cattle around and put up some fence, take down some fence, and to keep your hands warm, for that matter.
Yep. So we're doing good on gloves. We've got a really wide selection of, I guess, what I would call light duty gloves. They're kind of just everyday chore type gloves, or we've got the really heavy duty elk skin fencing gloves that aren't gonna, they're not gonna tear if you're working on barbed wire or high tensile. They're gonna protect your hands, a lot better than some of the thinner varieties. So we're good there. On the fencing front, we're waiting for our spring order to get here, and we'll be fully restocked with some new products on the fencing front.
Okay.
And we're hoping those will be here sometime late January, first part of February. But we're getting some pretty cool new energizers in that we haven't had before from Gallagher that are new this year, that should fit the bill for a lot more people. Sometimes if you get an energizer, we might not have the exact one that you want, but we've got one that would be comparable.
Okay.
These new ones that are coming in, they fit a little bit wider range of applications. So they're, some of them are multi-powered, so you can actually hook them up to a solar panel and a battery to keep the battery charged. You can use them just on the battery, or you can use them as a plug-in energizer, so they're a little bit more versatile.
Okay. Sounds like you're ready to go on lots of different fronts, and there's more on the floor that we haven't even talked about today. I do want to ask Brent, was that Logan's worst joke ever? I mean, you've got a list.
Ooh, man. I don't know. I'm Logan, I'm sorry. I think that one is in the bottom half. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you critique your own work.
That's what I shoot for.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations, you achieved.
If I'm in the, if I come in under that bar that I've set, then I know I need to lower that bar for next week.
There you go.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to that. Yeah.
It's like, the guy that stole my, he stole my limbo bar out of my garage.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't believe how low some people can go.
Yeah, boy, yeah. I hear you, man.
Oh, have a great day, Logan.
Yeah, we will. And yes, Dave, my name is Logan.
Yes, I got that.
Not Gavin.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
So, yeah, come on in and see me at Birdseed, and we can get you taken care of.
All right. Thanks, Logan. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Bye.
Logan at Birdseed. 2 pretty terrible jokes today, but that's his goal. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The FBI is warning states of possible armed protest at capitals in the days leading up to Joe Biden's inauguration. Tarleton State criminologist Alex Del Carmen.
It's extremely concerning. If you look at the nature of the FBI memo to law enforcement across the United States, it is essentially telling law enforcement to get ready.
Lawmakers in Washington ready to make another move to remove President Trump after last week's deadly riots. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
House Democrats will try to up the pressure on the vice president, passing a resolution calling on him and the cabinet to
declare President Donald J. Trump incapable of executing the duties of his office.
The Trump administration is asking states to speed up COVID vaccinations. Alexandra Nervatsky got a shot in Glendale, Arizona.
I feel great. I've been wanting to get it, and I didn't have to fight the website too badly.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Gavin Higgins with you, and here is a look at state news. Nebraska Attorney General Doug Peterson did not have advanced knowledge of robocalls issued by a Republican group of attorney generals urging supporters of President Donald Trump to descend on the U.S. Capitol last week, according to his office. Suzanne Gage, a spokeswoman for Peterson's office, said he first became aware of the calls made by the fundraising arm of the Republican Attorney Generals Association on Thursday. Peterson is a member of the association. Peterson did not condone or agree with the robocalls, according to Gage. The comments came in response to questions posed by State Senator Megan Hunt of Omaha, who was asking for information about Peterson's membership in the group and whether public funds were used to help pay for the robocalls. Gage said no state funds are used for Peterson's membership in the group. Alabama's Attorney General has called for an investigation into who may have authorized the Rule of Law Defense Fund, the Republican Attorneys General Association, to promote the pro-Trump rally in Washington on Wednesday that preceded a deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol. Peterson was among several Republican attorneys general who supported a lawsuit filed by the Texas Attorney General to overturn the presidential election results in 4 battleground states in hopes of making Trump the winner. The U.S. Supreme Court dismissed the lawsuit. Today is Election Day in Crawford as voters decide whether or not to recall Mayor Connie Schell. As with all elections in Dawes County, it's mail-only vote, and County Clerk Cheryl Feist says anyone that has not already sent in their ballot should do so in person at the drop box outside the courthouse. Any ballot not in by 5 p.m. today, 2 hours earlier than for most elections, will not be counted. Feist says her counting board will start tabulating the ballots almost immediately after 5 p.m., so she hopes to have the results by 6 or 6:30. Recall supporters say that Schell, midway through her first term as mayor, does not have the community in her best interest. They also say she is self-serving, accused of lucrative businesses in town as not being valuable, and has threatened members of the Chamber of Commerce with personal lawsuits. Schell denies all the accusations and says petition signers have told her that circulators lied to them about what they were signing.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In college football's national championship game, it was all Alabama over Ohio State, 52-24. Crimson Tide quarterback Mac Jones had 463 yards passing with 5 touchdowns. 3 of them went to Heisman Trophy winning wide receiver Devontae Smith, who had 215 yards receiving. That was only in one first half of action as he suffered a finger injury and didn't play in the second half. They didn't need him. Alabama gets its 18th national title in school history and the 7th in the last 13 years. It was also the 7th national title for their head coach, Nick Saban. Alabama ends the year a perfect 13-0. Ohio State finishes 7-1. News from the NFL, where the Philadelphia Eagles fired head coach Doug Peterson after 5 seasons and included a Super Bowl winning title. The Eagles were 4-11-1 this season, and there are now 7 head coaching vacancies in the NFL. In the NBA, Monday's Pelicans-Mavericks game in Dallas and Tuesday's Celtics-Bulls game in Chicago have been postponed due to COVID-19 issues.
Here's your Weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up to 57 degrees for today. We'll see lots of sunshine. West winds at 5 to 10. Then for tonight, partly cloudy, dropping into the upper 20s. Even warmer on Wednesday with lower 60s for highs there. We'll see a blend of clouds and sun. Wednesday night, a slight chance for some late-night showers, low at 33. And for Thursday, windy, low 40s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Newsmax TV is the biggest thing on cable news, with shows including Dick Morris, Rudy Giuliani, Michelle Malkin, Diamond and Silk, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, and more. Every night, watch Newsmax's #1 show, Greg Kelly Reports. Greg Kelly tells you the truth about Trump. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your guide or tell your operator you want Newsmax. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax TV. And download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. It's free, so get Newsmax TV anytime, anywhere.
For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped customers get millions in credit. It's no wonder why they call him the godfather of credit. Ray Reynolds will get your score above 720. Do you need $50,000 of corporate credit? By using corporate credit, you can finance a business, buy real estate and stock under a corporation. Now you can meet Ray Reynolds on his daily webinar at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Go to rayswebinar.com and check out his free, very informative webinar or call 800-490-4140 now. That's rayswebinar.com or call 800-490-4140.
8:07, 18 degrees outside, so we've dropped down to 18 here in the 8 o'clock hour. It was 21 at 7. Clear skies, light and variable winds, barometric pressure maybe down 1 point at 3010, humidity at 82%. High yesterday was a very pleasant 46 with an overnight low of 21 as of 7 o'clock this morning. Sunset at 5:30 today, sunrise tomorrow morning at 8:03, and just a trace precipitation measured so far this month in the rain gauge. We'll be catching up with Jeff at Team Physical Therapy in just a little bit, so stick around for that. In the meantime, here's Alvin Bishop on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Alvin Bishop fooled around and fell in love. Now, let's don't fool around and fall on our rear ends. Because if we do, we might need some help. Who would that be?
How about a physical therapist?
Named Jeff?
That'll work.
Denson?
Yeah.
Team Physical Therapy? I think he can help out. How you doing, Jeff?
Really good. How about you guys?
We're doing good. Now, it's been warm, but in the mornings, you got to be careful because what melts freezes. And if you pack down the snow during this last snowstorm, it's still there in spots. So we need to be careful out there. Have you had some folks, unfortunately, coming in for anything like that?
We have.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I've had a couple of wrist injuries and staff member even fell on the ice. And
that's a...
back a little bit. So.
Yeah, okay. So we got to be careful.
That was ice fishing, though. So.
Okay.
Be careful out on ice fishing.
Yeah, ice fishing is dangerous. You need to put those cleats on, which you can actually wear to walk in when we have everything covered as well. But it's interesting. A lot of times, Jeff, we think when we fall on the ice, you think of a tailbone or hip. But you mentioned wrists, elbows.
Yep.
You could break your shoulder, all sorts of bad things. Twist a knee.
Yeah, about anything can happen on the way down. That's the problem.
Okay. All right, so let's be careful out there. What did you want to highlight this morning from Team Physical Therapy? What's on your mind today?
Well, for all those that have started those New Year's resolutions, if you're struggling with what you should be doing, want to get in shape, change diet, or looking for some input on that, feel free to just give us a call. I think we can help out, get you started on at least something that's safe, and we'll get you working towards goals you might have for the new year.
Okay. And there's probably some things we could do wrong in making those changes. if we haven't been exercising a lot, whether it be because of the COVID situation or we just haven't been very active, we kind of want to maybe talk with you guys before we get too crazy about it, I would think.
Yeah, and starting slow and making sure that you're adding in some core stability exercises. That just is good for injury prevention overall. And then flexibility into a cardiovascular program is a great idea. So and we can help you with some of that.
There's so many folks out there that maybe are retired or have been working from home because of the pandemic, who have been basically sitting in a chair, a lot more than they would like to be. And
a lot more.
Leg strength goes away pretty quickly, especially when you're a little bit older. Can you help folks out there maybe get some of that strength back they lost?
Yeah, absolutely. Just doing the right isometric exercises and showing them exactly how to strengthen that up safely is a great idea.
Okay. All right. Well,
maintaining that leg strength is key.
Yeah. As radio announcers, our legs are always weak because we sit year-round, which is not a good thing. So we should probably come see you. I would really be embarrassed to let you see how weak my legs really are, though, Jeff.
We could show you a couple things you can do right there in the studio.
Oh, wow.
Can you kind of describe that?
Well, do you have a wall right there?
Yeah, we got some walls in here.
Yeah, have Brent just stand up.
Stand up, Brent.
See.
Oh, let me put.
Thanks a lot.
Let me put the camera on there.
All right.
Yeah.
Do I need to keep
walk
my
over and just
headphones
put
on
his
so I
back
can
up against the wall.
My back up against the wall?
Mm-hmm. Just kind of lean back up against the wall.
All right. I'm leaning.
Walk your feet out just 12 to 18 inches.
Okay. All right.
And now just start to slide down the wall, bend your knees.
Oh, slide down the wall?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Ooh.
There he goes.
Whoa.
Go to about 60 degrees of knee bend.
Okay.
You have to hold that.
All right.
You have to hold that.
And just
Can I
sit
come
right
up
there.
yet, or do I need to sit?
Nope. You're just going to stay right there.
Oh.
Stay there, Brent. Don't move.
Let's see how long he can go with that while we finish everything else.
Well, let me set the timer. Go back up, Brent.
All right. Please tell. Is this interview about over? I hope.
No, we're going to be a little bit.
What?
So enjoy yourself.
Oh man, thanks.
So that's just a nice wall sit exercise to start getting strength. Generally, when you're starting that, you want to go about 20 seconds just to get yourself used to it. But we would expect most patients to get themselves up to a minute to 2 minutes in that position.
What all does that help? I know it's obvious that you're...
Just overall leg power strength. Mm-hmm.
How about around your tummy?
You can suck in your stomach while you're doing it, but no, that's not necessarily a core stability exercise. We can go through a bunch of those.
Okay.
Hey,
Have
Jeff.
Brent on the ground and doing all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Jeff, I think I'm stuck. What?
Just shove yourself away from the wall.
What do I do
on
now?
the way up?
What?
Shove yourself away from the wall as
Away
you
from
get
the
up.
wall? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm standing again.
Okay, good. You better go back and sit down, man.
Thank you.
That might be about enough.
All
That
right.
might be enough for the start.
Well, you did say start slow.
Yes, that's right.
Well, that's a very simple exercise that
very
anybody
simple.
could do. As you say, start slow. Maybe do that about 20 seconds to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And say...
Yep, 3 to 5 of them, and then do that 3 or 4 days a week.
Okay.
Really increase your strength.
How about the lower back and tummy? What is there some simple ones you can do for?
Yeah, so I use a lot more plank or basically ground-based exercise for core stability.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you start with like a stomach isometric, which is we call transverse abdominis isometrics, and basically that's just making sure that those muscles are working correctly before you go into the exercise.
All right.
And it's and I like those core stability exercises better than sit-ups because it puts a lot less pressure on the back. So,
yeah, I think
planks and side planks and
okay. Because
you can try.
There's a lot of people out there that have some back issue of some kind, and so that's maybe it's not as bad as we think. We say, oh, I can't do those because of my back, but there are alternatives.
Oh yeah, you can definitely find exercises you can do. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that really, speaking from experience at this point in life, okay, you kind of start losing your eyesight along the way as you get older. Maybe even a little bit of hearing and flexibility, but all of a sudden that core strength just kind of disappears.
Leaves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that you really constantly have to work on.
Well, what do you do, Jeff, if you don't have any muscles left in that area to rebuild?
Well, let's start with that first exercise that Brent just did.
Okay.
And get just a couple back, and then work in from there.
Okay. Because I don't think I got a couple left. Well, these are all great ideas. People could come in and talk to you about that or set up an appointment?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can set up an exercise program for them very easily.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to highlight today?
No, just, surgeries are opening back up. If you know you're in need of a total knee replacement, obviously we think that our hospital and Dr. Sextro are doing excellent at getting excellent results. Okay. So a consultation there with Dr. Sextro would be a great idea. If you're needing surgery in other areas and have been waiting, putting stuff off, and you want our input, we know most of the surgeons around Nebraska, know most of the results, and hopefully get you to the right spot.
All right. And actually any kind of surgery sets you back, so maybe a little program after any sort of surgery might be a good idea.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, Jeff. Thanks so much, and thanks for exercising Brent. He looks better already.
Oh, I feel.
I feel. We get back in the clinic, I can go over all those other ones. We'll have some fun.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Oh, that would be fun. All right, let's do it.
Perfect.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, have a great day.
You too. Jeff Denson, Team Physical Therapy. He has things up there, but he has a lot of good doctors and specialists that he has on his physical therapy team to help you out. How you feeling? Your legs are shaking. Well, I guess they shake all the time.
What do you mean? What do you mean my legs are shaking?
Yeah, they look like they're
shaking.
weak.
Well, Okay, well, thanks, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Well, you want to do another one of those?
What?
Yeah, why don't you do another one?
I'll do another one. I'm not afraid of it.
Maybe later in the show.
Okay. All right.
We expect a call.
Now, remember, he did say 20 seconds. so I'm not going past that.
Okay. All right. We have a call coming in, we believe, from Mark Stock. That's on our schedule today with Big Iron Auction Company. And then later on, we're going to visit with Chris with Palmer Monument and visit about their winter sale that they have going on there. They have that annual sale. So things are coming up, and we have some other things we want to talk about. Right now, these words.
Everyone loves winter. Your car door is frozen shut, it takes 10 minutes to regain feeling in your extremities after going outside, and you're just wiped out on a patch of ice. While Runza can't make it any warmer, we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Every Tuesday in January and February, the temp at 6 a.m. is the price you pay for an original Runza sandwich when you buy medium fries and a drink. Because Runza makes it all better.
Runza's Temperature Tuesday reading is 13 degrees. That means your original Runza sandwich is just 13 cents with a medium fry and medium drink. Today only at Runza.
Applications to attend Broken Bow Public Schools' new Discoveries Preschool for the 2021 to 2022 school year are being taken January 4th through the 29th. Children must be 3 by July 31st and not turn 5 before July 31st. Pick up applications at North Park Elementary or call 872-2982. You can also email christy.osman@bbps.org or kim.jonas@bbps.org. Fee to attend is based on income. Again, to pick up and submit applications to attend New Discoveries Preschool before January 29th.
There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the months of January and February, Palmer Monument Company is giving you one more good reason: their annual winter sale. Come and see them today with the coupon from the newspaper and receive additional savings off their already reduced prices.
Hi, this is Chris Smith with the Palmer Monument Company. It's our goal to assist you in selecting the memorial that best fits your family needs. And with our sale, we'll save you money too.
During the annual winter sale at Palmer Monument Company in Lexington and Broken Bow.
Don't let winter weather and the fear of falling keep you stranded for the season. Poor balance doesn't have to be a consequence of aging. Pearson Physical Therapy has been helping their patients stay on their feet and take back their independence through individualized balance training programs. Reduce your chance for falls and regain your confidence this winter by calling 872-5800 for a free fall risk assessment from Pearson Physical Therapy, offering clinic, home, and telemedicine visits. Don't fall, give Pearson's a call at 872-5800. Breakfast Show. I want to talk a little bit about the Tumbleweed Cafe. It was Tumbleweed Day. Unfortunately, Peg did not win today, but if she would have won a tumbleweed meal at the Tumbleweed. Now, that's one of their specialty dishes that they have that you can order off the menu, and there's many others. Of course, there is chicken fried steak, which we talked about yesterday. But their chicken fried steak comes on this platter, and it fills up the whole thing, and then you can put mashed potatoes or French fries beside it, and you can pour the white gravy over everything or just on the chicken fry or however you want to do it. That's just one example of all the good things you can eat at the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. They're open 7 days a week. They open early and stay open till 9:30, 10 o'clock every night, and they're ready to serve you. They have the party room, meeting room, if you will. They'll cater that for you. Their Sunday buffet is outstanding. You can order ahead and drive through and pick up. Now they still have that drive-through. I imagine that's going to be a permanent change. And you can sit down and enjoy a meal and be waited on. Has been going on there for many, many years. The Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow, Nebraska. It is 8:27, and Mark Stock is on the line from Big Iron Auction Company. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. It's going to be a beautiful week of weather for the most part, and so everybody's feeling pretty spunky around here. How about you?
You know, it's good to see some of this snow get melted away. We always have our January thaw. In all the years we've been doing the auctions, people always say, when's a good time to have a sale? I said, geez, if you schedule it for the third week in January, there always seems to be that thaw sometime around in there, and then people get the old cabin fever out of their system because they jump in their four-wheel drive pickups and they head on out the road and they go somewhere to do something. And it's nice when you see these thaws because I think people get out there and they get excited about fixing some fence or going to do some service work on an irrigation system or something when you get a 50-degree day in the middle of winter. So it's a fun time of year. But I tell you what, folks, we've got a lot of activity going on here on Big Iron with a bunch of land selling, a bunch of livestock selling now online, a bunch of machinery, a bunch of trucks. So if you are in the market for equipment or livestock or land, check us out here. Today we've got 313 acres in Clay County, Nebraska, selling in 4 different tracts. This is pivot irrigated cropland. 2 tracts got pivots on them. The other 2 have got wells, and one's, almost perfectly level. It'd be a good gravity irrigated farm, but just put a pivot on it, works slick. But they're all selling in 4 different tracts, so they're about 80 acres apiece. One's just a little less than that. We're selling this land for the Aspergren family in Clay County, Nebraska, over by Harvard, Nebraska is where this land is located. If you need to roll some money in a great investment opportunity, these would be some really nice tracts. In fact, the listing agents, Jerry Haig and Brian Knox, they are in the Harvard Community Room in Harvard, Nebraska right now as we speak. This online auction starts to conclude this morning, folks. So all you have to do is get registered on BigIron.com, and you can be bidding on this farmland in these 4 different tracts today as they're sold with no reserve to the highest bidder. Then tomorrow, folks, we got a lot of machinery that's going to sell to the highest bidder on our Big Iron website. If you're looking for tractors, if you're looking for wheel loaders, if you're looking for livestock feeding equipment or hauling equipment or trucks, trailers, grain trailers, straight trucks, we've got combines and grain carts. We've got planters. We've got all kinds of stuff. We've even got some campers if you want to go south and you want a snowbird for a couple months. We've got those opportunities. But we also got a lot of livestock selling tomorrow, folks. If you need some bulls, we got some Charolais bulls that will be sold. We've got in Tyrone, Nebraska, we got some Black Baldy cross first calf heifers that are selling. They've got a couple different packages of those that will sell to the highest bidder. Then we got a big package of cattle selling in Albin, Wyoming, folks. And the history and the story of the family, Ron and Monty Lerwick, they'll tell you about their operation, but they've got from second calf all the way up to 8 calf cows that will be selling to the highest bidder. They're going to be selling in lots of 12 or 10, but you can buy a couple different lots to put a semi-load together. They will be sold tomorrow, folks, black and red-hided animals selling on BigIron.com. Tomorrow on our weekly Wednesday sale. Then we got some real estate the following week, folks, over 900 acres selling in 3 different tracts. This land located by O'Neill, Nebraska. and by Orchard, Nebraska. There's 3 different parcels, 440 acres, 156 acres, and then 300-plus acres, all pivot irrigated land. A couple of these farms have got some big grain bins on them, and it will sell on the 19th of January, Tuesday, January the 19th. And we've got Tom Wingert and Ron Stock, who's working with the sellers on that farm to get it all advertised properly. And they're taking the phone calls and giving the tours of this great opportunity. So if you want to expand your farming operation, please check out that property selling next Tuesday. We've also got the Tipton Ranch in Llewellyn, Nebraska listed for sale, folks. This is a little over 1,900 deeded acres plus a 640-acre school lease. There's a 3,800-head feedlot on this property located north of Llewellyn. There are 4 center pivots that he irrigates to raise the forage sorghum or the corn to put in his feed bunk, put in his bunker for his silage feed for his cattle, for his 3,800 head that he does a lot of background in for a lot of the neighbors. They are retiring, folks. They want to move to Wyoming where their kids are at. They're motivated. They want to get it sold. If you want to locate with a really nice opportunity, a lot of good quality grass, a really nice house, really nice cattle feeding facilities. They got the tubs, they got the hydraulic chutes, they got the cowboy pens around the back so you can move animals from one side of the yard to the other. I mean, it is first class. It's a nice place located about 20 miles north of Llewellyn, Nebraska. Check that out. Go to BigIronRealty.com for more specific information. And, folks, if you've got some land you would like to sell, if you've got some livestock you would like to sell, if you've got some equipment you would like to sell, we will be able to help you with BigIron.com and Big Iron Realty. Just pick up the phone and call us at 1-800-887-8625.
Amazing. How long have you been selling livestock, Mark?
We had our first sale of livestock in December, and it went over so well. Pat Cruzy's leading the charge. He's a good cattle guy. He is booked solid now, folks, listing cattle that sell here on the Big Iron website. So give us a call. He's also looking for somebody to help him. If you really like being around cattle, like taking pictures and shooting videos, and, you can tell a pretty one from an ugly one, please get a hold of Pat Cruzy. And he would like to interview you for a job here with Big Iron, the livestock division.
All right. Amazing. You have the feedlots, you have the farm and ranch, you have the livestock and all the equipment to go around it. It keeps growing, Mark. Always fun talking to you.
Hey, thank you, guys. You have a great week.
You too. All right. 8:34 is your time. Mark Stock with Big Iron Auction Company right here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
it says, for the salad. So there's your lunch special today at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts. Shopping inside is open and masks are required, so remember that, but they can still accommodate small parties. So just give Barb a call if you want to get a little group together and enjoy a delicious cup of coffee and a delicious treat. Call them at 870-3333. Easy number to remember, 870-3333 for Prairie Grounds Cafe.
On Highway 2 in Broken Bow, right across from the Arrow Mini Mall. We'll be back with more right after these words.
The Callaway Good Life Center offers a facility with the comforts of home. Services include skilled nursing care, long-term care, respite care, and more. Callaway Good Life Center is a great place to work, offering competitive wages. Call 836-2267 for more information.
Geared for Sports in Broken Bow has the gear and sportswear you need from head to toe. Right now, their focus is on your feet. See them for 20% off all regular price shoes. Also save an additional 10% off all clearance items. Brands like Brooks, Asics, and Under Armour are ready for you to browse. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4. Geared for Sports on the west side of the square in Broken Bow.
From indoor and outdoor to out in the field, Ansley Lumber and Supply has what you need for your projects. There's nothing stronger than LP Smart Side siding for your home, and Pella, Marvin, and North Star windows can increase efficiency greatly. They have them. Does your kitchen need a new look? Well, Ansley Lumber has several lines of cabinets to choose from, and they offer quartz and granite countertops. Benjamin Moore Paint can freshen up a look, plus they have metal for your buildings, plus creosote and copper posts. Ansley Lumber and Supply, downtown Ansley.
Newsmax TV is the biggest thing on cable news, with shows including Dick Morris, Rudy Giuliani, Michelle Malkin, Diamond and Silk, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, and more. Every night, watch Newsmax's #1 show, Greg Kelly Reports. Greg Kelly tells you the truth about Trump. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your guide or tell your operator you want Newsmax. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax TV. And download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. It's free, so get Newsmax TV anytime, anywhere.
For over 40 years, Ray Reynolds has helped customers get millions in credit. It's no wonder why they call him the godfather of credit. Ray Reynolds will get your score above 720. Do you need $50,000 of corporate credit? By using corporate credit, you can finance a business, buy real estate and stock under a corporation. Now you can meet Ray Reynolds on his daily webinar at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Go to rayswebinar.com and check out his free, very informative webinar, or call 800-490-4140 now. That's rayswebinar.com, or call 800-490-4140.
Gotta love those network commercials. All right, let's go to the telephone. We have Chris Smith on the line, patiently waiting from Palmer Monument. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning, Dave. How are you doing?
We're doing well. It's going to be a nice few days, and I think everybody kind of can get outside a little bit and air off. Maybe stop by Palmer Monument and take advantage of that winter sale you got going on.
Yeah, so that would be a great thing, and actually we were kind of looking at the weather, too, and loading up our setting crews and going to try to get them out in the cemeteries here in the next couple of days. But, yeah, we've just kicked off our annual winter sale. So this is the time of the year when we try to let folks, and we kind of focus on a pre-need sale, which are folks that are still living and things like that, and give them a reason to come in and browse the monuments and ask questions and things like that, and kind of figure out what they might want to do to memorialize themselves. So somewhere, 5, 10, 15 years down the road, that's all taken care of when it comes time that they actually need it. So we started that here a week ago. We've got all of our monuments that are in our showroom. They're at least 10% off of our regular book price, and then we're able to kind of talk with some of our manufacturers and get them to work with us. And so we have some rebates that go along with those purchases, too, based on the price of the sale. So, somebody might save anywhere from another $75 to $175 off of a memorial should they buy it here in January or February.
All right, Chris, and that's a good time to talk to you about it. But I wanted to just kind of focus a little bit on that talk you're talking about. Having been one of your clients, I just think one of the things that you guys really offer, not only the great crew you have and the quality that you provide, and now all the things that you can do with monuments, one of the most important things is one of the first things that happens is when people come in and sit down across the desk from you and visit about these things. I got to tell you, you make it feel natural, and I'm not saying it's easy, but it's something that you guys do so well that I think puts you maybe above your competition in that area.
Well, and thank you. And the approach that we've kind of always taken is, we don't care if somebody spends $400 or $40,000 on a memorial. To us, it's just about the act of memorialization, and everybody kind of deserves that. Everybody needs to have that permanent record, so after they're gone, whether they're buried in a cemetery or their ashes are spread across their farmstead or something like that, that's kind of our main goal, is so that we have that mark that, we were here and walked this earth at one point. So our approach really is just more of an educational approach. And we just kind of teach you about the granite, try to figure out what your options are. I mentioned cremation there, where that's become a bigger and bigger item in our industry. It used to be at one time that was just done for cost-saving measures, but now it's done because, there's just a group of people that's how they want to, ashes to ashes and back to the earth. And we also have a Transient Society. So my sister, for example, lives on the other side of Colorado, almost to Idaho. So if she passes away, but she wants to come back to the family burial lot, it gets kind of expensive to go ahead and embalm the body and then find shipping and get everything back here. Somebody's got to drive out and do that, where, now they'll just have, be cremated, and then they pop them in the UPS, and they're here in our office here a couple of days later. So as society's changed a little bit, that's become a bigger part of our industry. So we've begun to offer things that cater to that. We have stones that you can put the cremains right in. People sometimes want to just do like a bird bath or something more nature-like. Maybe even just they want it to look like a rock and blend in more with the area, whether that's going in the cemetery or going out on their ranch or down at their lake house or something like that. We've come up with a whole bunch of new alternatives that 25 years ago my dad didn't have to think about, that we just have to do and try to cater to nowadays.
And a lot of that, as you say, has changed, and there's people that are comfortable with that, and then some people, no way, I don't want to go that direction. But one of the nice things about the cremation is, you can actually have a memorial service for friends and family, and then you can also have a very nice family gathering, maybe when the stone's up and you have I don't really remember what it's called, the little vaults you build in the ground to put the urn in. That gives a family a chance to get back together and have just a family final service,
a celebration
as well.
of life, or something like that.
Celebration of life or something. So it's different, but it also provides some different opportunities.
Yep, it certainly does, and we are seeing more and more of that now, which complicates our role just a little bit, because a lot of times people are wanting to wait and do that celebration of life after the memorial is already at the cemetery, so they can do the interment and that kind of things. And there's so many moving parts and logistics in our industry, and it really wasn't set up for that way. Because we may order the granite, and depending on where it's coming from in the world, sometimes it can be here as fast as 3 weeks. Sometimes, and now with COVID, things are being delayed even more. But like if I order something that needs to come from India, right now they're telling me that it's 7 months. And before that would have been a 2 to 3 month type of wait. And so sometimes families are having to be a little bit more patient for that. And like I said, kind of throws a wrench into it. But we certainly try to communicate that along the way, and we try to meet those demands to try to do their service if they can. One nice thing is we do have about $1.8 million in inventory between all of our locations that we have across Nebraska and Colorado and Kansas. So usually we can find something in stock if somebody has that memorial service that, we've planned it now for April 1st. And there's no way that we could get something here from overseas in that period of time, well, we can say, hey, but we have these 2 or 3 things that we know if you purchase those, we can get them through our shop and we can get them to the cemetery for you. So that's one advantage that we have maybe over some of the other monument companies that are around. The other thing is because granite's in really high demand right now, COVID has affected so many industries, and it's affected ours as well. And not just because there's an increased number of deaths and things like that. We're just now starting to see some of those people come in. But really what it's done is it's kind of brought it to the forefront, people's own mortality. So we have a lot of people coming in and doing their pre-planning, spending their stimulus checks, et cetera, to get ready. But all of a sudden consumer demand's gone up, 20, 25% across the nation. So our suppliers are busier, their warehouses are empty, but we do have relationships with at least a dozen suppliers. So when you do order, if we don't have it in stock, we do try to go out to those places and say, hey, what do you guys still have? What's in your warehouse? We make those telephone calls and we try to find it so we can get it here just as quick as humanly possible. Then if everything gets exhausted that way, then we go ahead and order it and have it come from overseas, or maybe it's just manufactured here domestically, but we know that it's going to take them 3 to 4 months to get it here, where a year ago it would have been 4 to 6 weeks on it. But we're working real hard with those suppliers and those connections, and thankfully we've had long-standing relationships with our suppliers, and so when we call and beg, and they kind of bend over backwards to help us, so that way we can help our customers.
Well, you mentioned in that piece there about maybe this has sparked people to think about things that, I think what we do as human beings, we don't like to think about life insurance because we know that means we're preparing for the end.
Right.
And we don't always like to think about monuments because that's also meaning that something's coming to an end, a relationship, a family member. And then we have the humorous side where we kind of joke about it and, handle it that way. But when it comes down to it, it has to be done. And it'd be so much better to take advantage of some of these discounts that you have, talk about it and take care of. But if anything has happened with this pandemic, it's taught us in life and also what's going on in our world and country right now, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So if we can make at least a plan for the end, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think about the only thing that we know that's not going to happen tomorrow, Dave, is Brent's not going to get any taller.
Oh. Ouch. Well, that is true.
Yeah. So he's gonna stay right there at his height and be that way. So.
Well, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, no problem.
On the lighter side too, if he does these exercises that Jeff Denson had him doing this morning, if he doesn't work on being, kind of working it into him, he may want to have a plan in place for that end because, it looked to me like he was straining a little bit there.
He just got a little red in the face, didn't he?
That's right.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Okay.
I just love to ask businesses in regards to technology and the way technology has changed our society. How has technology even changed some of the things that you do there in your business?
That's a great question. So technology has evolved, and we've tried to stay right along with it. I'm going to go back in history just a little bit, but 1989 was about the first time that computers were used in the monument industry with some design software and layout programs. And in 1990, the first part of the year, we were out there training and doing that, so that way we could incorporate it into our office and be able to get people out layouts so they could see what a monument looked like before, and double-checked all the dates and the names and the spelling, so we made sure nobody was doing that wrong. As that's evolved, things have come along, laser technology that we use to do like portrait-type engravings on black granites or scenic work. Before that always had to be done by hand, and it became real complicated for an artist to draw a picture of, say, Dave, because, if you draw a picture of Dave 5 different times, it's going to look different all 5 times. So you may nail it one time and they pick it, and then you go to etched that by hand with a diamond tool that's vibrating and bouncing all over the granite, and it doesn't look exactly like that picture. People just weren't understanding. So the laser came along that allowed us to basically replicate that photo just dot by dot right onto the stone. So we embraced that, went that way. The shop, we still do a lot of stuff by hand. We still do a lot of like our carving of our roses and things like that by hand. But we've gone into machines now that can kind of blow the letters down deep in the lines. Because of OSHA and air quality and things like that, we used to have open machines. The dust, and we're still a dusty environment, but you would come in and dust and dirt and everything was just everywhere from this. Well, now we have those in self-contained areas. We can go from blasting maybe in a really strong day with extra help 8 to 10 units a day to now if we had everything ready, we can do about 40 stones in a day. So that's helped with technology, speeding that up and closing that, making the machines a little bit bigger and cover more area. And it runs, kind of on a CAD system as well, and you plot your points and your stop-starts and your patterns and things like that. We've gone into, and this last year we've done quite a few of them, but you can see the portraits that we put out on the stones, and they've moved from being hand-painted back in the 20s and 30s to doing photo-replicated, and now we still have those on there, and they're using technology from developed by NASA to make sure that this porcelain adheres to metal, so that way it holds up as long as you can, and it's not going to fade or chip or crack. But then they've also added in the technology to where there's like some radio frequency built in, and you can just run your phone over it, your RF viewer on your phone, and you can kind of have a photo slideshow back there of the individual. So, where Grant's done a really great job with his funerals now, and the families load their slideshows on for their visitations and during their service, and they might have a 20-minute video. Well, now you can just bring us that 20-minute video, and we can load that onto a server. And so when you would come up, you would just run your phone in front of that photo, and it would take you to that website and start playing through that video again, so that way you could see it. So all those types of things are out there that way with it. COVID, has really taught us that not everybody can come into the showroom. Sometimes we're just looking out for our own safety and things like that. So we have gone, we do a lot of stuff over the phone, through email, obviously through our website and things like that. But we've even gone to the point to where we've used tablets and phones in our showrooms and just get right on there and kind of do a FaceTime or a video chat with them. And we can walk them through and show them our display. So if somebody is in, let's say, like off Broadway, and they've been, they weren't able to leave the facility for such a long time, and then they're still in there, but maybe they wanted to get their monument taken care of, we can line it up with the facility, and we just do a video walkthrough, and they can see the things that are in our showroom, and we can sit down and have those conversations right now, and we can go ahead and select our memorials and do that. So we've evolved with technology, and we've tried to stay with that. Not everybody's comfortable with things like I just discussed there, doing a virtual type appointment, sometimes myself included with that. But we will certainly work hard to make it happen for anybody and on their comfort level.
Boy, good question, Brent. And every time we do this segment with you, Chris, I always think how we could do a show on just the technology. We could do a show just on the monuments themselves, and it's always, I find it very interesting because it's such an important thing. If we could walk up in front of a monument, if they would have had technology, in the early 1900s, wouldn't it be fun to see those stories, those slideshows of what people did back then? And that's the opportunity that you're offering folks now. 20 years later, they'll probably be able to go walk up to that monument and see that if they want to go that far. So the sky's the limit for memories, which are so important. Before we close, run by that winter special again, if you would.
You betcha. So we're having our annual winter sale, and that's here in Broken Bow, or actually any of our stores. You can go online to themonumentpeople.com or palmermonument.com and see those locations. Everything in our display is at least 10% off regular retail rate. So there's that sale pressure or prices that are there. And then we have rebates on most all of the stones in stock, and you can save anywhere from another $75 or up to $175 off of the sale price. So if something was already 10% off, then you can come in and save another $175, so we can really help you out and save some money there. And that's going on now in January through the end of February at all those locations.
All right, Chris, thanks a lot. Hope we can do this again sometime. Always enjoy it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Chris. Chris Smith with Palmer Monument. And, of course, they have the discounts going on. Maybe as important is maybe get started in that direction of making some plans for those moments in life that can be a little tough if you have to start from scratch. If you have some of that done, they are more than willing to help you at Palmer Monument. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPVN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. One of the world's richest men, Sheldon Adelson, has died. He was a giant in the casino resort industry and a major Republican Party donor. KLAS TV's John Langler is in Las Vegas.
The company announced that he died last night after a battle with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He had been sick for a long time. Adelson was 87 years old, and the company says his funeral will be in Israel.
Adelson influenced GOP policy, including the Trump administration's relocation of the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe from Washington.
He and his wife Miriam gave a combined $75 million to President Trump's failed re-election bid. In the last decade, the Democrat turned Republican donated more than $525 million to GOP candidates and causes. Critics say that given how much money he was able to donate, he embodied what's wrong with money in politics.
Adelson was the son of an immigrant Jewish cab driver. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
Well, we crowned a new national champion in college football last night. Alabama crushed Ohio State 52-24 in the championship game. Tide quarterback Mac Jones threw for 463 yards and 5 touchdowns. 3 went to Heisman winner Devontae Smith. Smith simply dominated, had 215 yards receiving in just one half of play. Didn't play most of the second half because of a finger injury. And Alabama head coach Nick Saban won his 7th national championship, passes Alabama legend Paul Bear Bryant for the most national titles in college football history.
I'm just happy that we won tonight, and I really haven't thought about that because you're always looking forward, and I just love this team so much and what they've been able to do. I can't even put it into words.
Alabama finishes 13-0 and wins its 18th football national championship in school history.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up to 57 degrees for today. We'll see lots of sunshine. West winds at 5 to 10. Then for tonight, partly cloudy, dropping into the upper 20s. Even warmer on Wednesday with lower 60s for highs there. We'll see a blend of clouds and sun. Wednesday night, a slight chance for some late night showers, low at 33. And for Thursday, windy, low 40s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Did you have pivots underwater this year? Custer Electric and Irrigation's inspection process checks your center drives and gearboxes to fix any potential water damage that could hold you back this spring. It's a 46-point checklist and a service guarantee that gives peace of mind without stretching your budget. Get on the inspection list and enjoy 10% off all parts used. Now through February 2021, the Driveline conversion program is going on. If you are in the market to upgrade your Driveline to Zematic by Lindsay products, you get a $50 per tower rebate. Don't forget that Custer Electric and Irrigation is your electrician too. From grain bin, reed wires, augers, and other bin repairs to residential electrical like new homes, remodels, troubleshooting, and more. They do commercial electrical too. Lance and the crew can repair motors and generators, wire new or remodeled shops, and much more. Call Custer Electric and Irrigation today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
24 degrees outside. I see the sun glaring off the window there, so it should warm up nicely today. We have some job opportunities we're going to be telling you about and some other things. I did want to ask the audience now, we were talking about Bill Paxton a moment ago, because somehow we got to watching Twister yesterday.
What year would that have been? Is that 90s? Or I think it was, right? Early 90s?
Probably. I really don't know.
Yeah.
It is the silliest movie that you could ever watch. And my wife and I both said, I can't believe, because we started watching it. We'd seen it, of course, before, because it's an old movie, but our grandson started watching it partway through, and after he left, we finished it. And we looked at each other afterwards and said, why did we... And it's on AMC, so they take a commercial break every 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Commercial breaks are longer than the movie segments. And I guess Joan didn't actually finish it. I did.
Yeah.
And afterwards I thought, well, there goes, 45 minutes of my life that was wasted. I mean, for folks who live in the Midwest and know about tornadoes,
yes,
it shows you what Hollywood can do with reality. And they drive...
You didn't find that film realistic?
The cow going by mooing kind of took...
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kind of. And then tractors and combines and a gas transport, which amazed me that gas transport, having driven one, I realized that it probably in the air wouldn't have stayed hooked together.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure the trailer would have went somewhere and the cab would have went somewhere else, but in the movies it stayed right together.
Yes.
And then it just happened to bounce over the top of them and blow up or whatever. And combines and tractors flying everywhere, and they were finally outrunning this tornado, which you can't do. If you're on foot with the winds pushing you around and so forth, that's a really dumb idea. Yeah. And they headed for the barn, which would be the worst place you could go. There's no basement in a barn. So then they ran to an irrigation shed that had a water pipe in it and strapped themselves to the water pipe.
Yes.
And the building deteriorated around them, but they were strapped so well in that short period of time that they got to see up into the eye of the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, it kind of cracked the pipe a little bit. So the actress, who I like, but in this movie, Helen Hunt, they started getting wet. Made it a little more dramatic, and then they kissed.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched that.
Well, it must have been a slow night. Looking for something to do, something to kill time.
I just started watching it with Oliver, and when he left, I finished it. I don't know why, because I knew how stupid it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But it's a classic. It's now become a classic.
Has it really?
I think so.
Lord.
Wouldn't you consider it a classic? I remember going to I saw it here in Broken Bow.
Did you?
Yeah, I remember going to the theater here in Broken Bow when it came out and watched it.
So if you're driving this pickup into a tornado to put this magic bucket in there so they can...
Yeah, so those little
cans,
things got swept up in the tornado so they could monitor the effects of a tornado or something.
And it starts hailing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it shows you a little bit later on the dents in the pickup are, deep dents.
Sure, yeah.
But they're out there in their T-shirts reworking that machine in the hail.
Well, they were able to dodge the hailstones.
Oh, Lord. I guess it's just entertainment.
Yes, it is.
But I hope people who watch it, I didn't think it was really that good to show these people driving parallel with a twister and being all excited about it and being all pumped up. And I know storm chasers are adamant, but you don't want to get near a tornado. You don't know what directions it's going to switch to. And what got me is all this debris was in the air. But when they was running, it they ducked a little bit, but it never hit them. They didn't. Very few cuts or bruises or anything from all that debris coming from the barn.
Mm-hmm.
And the one guy, when they got down into the pit in the shop when that first tornado hit, a hubcap hit him in the head, and he just had a straight line where it cut across his forehead. And I'm going, I don't think so. Anyway, this is National Pharmacist Day.
Is it now?
Yes.
Okay.
And right now, they have been under the gun. You know, pharmacists are always super busy during the regular flu season and during, you know, cold season and all of that. But hats off to our pharmacists out there who are dealing with all that's going on out there. And I would imagine somewhere, hopefully in 2021, they'll even get busier, because eventually we hope that these vaccines get to our pharmacies, our local pharmacies, so that we can go get a shot like we do with the regular flu shot. But it is National Pharmacist Day, and they do a great job of serving the communities that they're in. So I appreciate that. Here's a couple of things that I wanted to hit on, because we were talking, I think I was talking with you about the video of the Capitol policeman who was running up the stairs, and the domestic terrorists were following him, and you said you had saw that as well.
Yes.
He would stop, and he picked up the stick, and you know, first reaction was, well, I understand why he's not standing his ground, because he was outnumbered big time. But this guy turned out to be a pretty smart fella, because if you watch the video, and it's been on 100 times, and they'll probably show it some more, when he got to the top of the steps and when he picked up the stick, he kind of slowed him down, and then he went up to the next level, I think it was. You remember that?
I believe so.
And he kind of, the lead guy that was most aggressive was going to kind of go to the left, and the policeman got close to him, and he even kind of pushed him a little bit, and then he went down the hall the other way, and they followed him. Well, what he was doing was luring them away from the unlocked Senate chamber, which was down the other direction. So he knew exactly what he was doing, risking his life, luring these people away, and then finally he got kind of on his radio got some other policemen to meet him, and then they addressed the crowd when his numbers were up. But he actually lured those people away from the unlocked Senate chamber before anyone could barricade the door. So we don't know what would have happened if he wouldn't have got that done, and they would have got into the Senate floor before they got it barricaded. So, you know, he did, he was thinking. And very, you know, pretty much a hero, because he was there by himself until they got the reinforcements. And they don't really know what would have happened if these people would have got into the Senate, because some of them had straps like they were going to handcuff people. A few of them had weapons with them. And there's some speculation that they may have done harm to those people if they couldn't have kept them out. So he lured them the other way. So that was a good story. The other story that's not so good is at least 2 Capitol Hill police officers have been suspended after last week's riots. And we talked about this too, because you've probably seen one of the policemen seen taking selfies with some of the rioters. He's no longer on staff. And there was also another one that was a cop that put on an American Great Again hat while he was there when the Capitol was being ransacked, and he's no longer there. So it kind of tells you that most of the Capitol Police were doing the very best they could. As a matter of fact, one of them may saved some lives. I think that's quite a story. Now, unfortunately, I don't know, it's on CBS News. FBI is warning of armed attacks on D.C. and state capitals. All 50 states have been warned that they could have some protesters who are armed before Inauguration Day. So crazy days. But I thought that policeman, if you watch it again, it gives you a whole nother aspect as to what he was doing. I don't know how you think, like, under those circumstances, but he did it. So that was a good story that came out of a bad thing. Now, the question back to the Twister, I asked you earlier, do you think Bill Paxton, who starred in the Twister, looks like Carrie Maddox?
Well, I guess I haven't. I don't know. I guess maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, he's a handsome dude, so
Yeah.
there's nothing, we're not picking on Carrie, but there's a resemblance there. So I mean, Carrie.
Okay.
Carrie
Yeah, I guess maybe there could be. I'm trying to put the two faces side by side in my mind. I don't know. Yeah, I guess maybe you could see where there was a resemblance. Sure.
I mean, Carrie's a heck of a mechanic, but I think he could have been a Hollywood star as well.
Very possible.
And Radiator Man right there along with him.
Oh, yeah.
They probably could have been, like...
That almost sounds like a TV series right there. The Mechanic and the Radiator Man.
Superheroes.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, unfortunately, Bill Paxton passed away a few years ago. That guy did a lot of movies.
Yeah, he was. He was in a lot of movies.
Yeah. All right, bouncing around here a little bit. What about jobs?
Okay. Let me find some of them for you. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership is looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler teacher. 40 hours per week position year-round in Broken Bow. Starting pay ranges from $12.50 to $17.50 an hour, depending on qualifications. Some great benefits along with it: health, dental, life, and vision insurance, exceptional PTO plan, and retirement available. Qualified individuals must have a valid Nebraska driver's license, a working phone, also must have their Child Development Associate Certificate, and an associate's or bachelor's degree in early childhood education. The individual will be responsible for primary care, planning for infants and toddlers, parent meetings, and various reports. To apply, you can contact CNCAP Human Resource Department at 308-745-0780, extension 105, or you can apply online at their website, which is centralnebraskacap.com. Also, our friends at Anselmo Myrna Public Schools have an opening for a custodian. Come become a part of a great team. Anselmo Myrna has a custodial opening and is currently accepting applications. They offer an excellent health insurance and benefits package with a highly competitive hourly pay rate. To apply, you can contact Logan Lightfoot at the school at 308-643-2224, or you can email him at logan.lightfoot@amcoyotes.org. And let's see, I think we got one more here. Looks like they're looking for help at Sergeant Pipe, looking for a full-time general laborer, offering insurance and 401k benefits. You can apply in person at 114 North First Avenue in Broken Bow. You can also log on to sergeantpipe.com to find out more. And they're also looking for a full-time welder fabricator, again offering insurance and 401k benefits. You can go to sergeantpipe.com or apply in person at 114 North First Avenue in Broken Bow. And for all of these job opportunities, you can find out more by logging on to sandhillsexpress.com and going to the employment page.
Speaking of lookalikes, do you know that the commercial that's on right now on TV, and they play it over and over again, and they go through, no way, no way. They go, no way, and they have different stars in it.
Oh, saying no? Yes. Yeah. Okay.
You know the chick that goes, no way. And she was probably popular in the 80s in movies. I can never remember her name. But she looks, Rose Arnold and her look almost exactly alike.
Oh.
More lookalikes here, and it must be the water we drink here.
Well, yeah. Well, you have the Burnett's up there in Anselmo that we thought looked a lot like some of the stars of a television show called Manifest.
Oh, did they ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can certainly see similarities between national celebrities and celebrities right here in our local area.
Yeah. The Mechanic and Radiator Man. Faster than a sparking spark plug.
Yeah. Able to plug a leaking radiator in a single bound.
Yeah, there you go, man. And I wish I could remember that actress's name. She's about the third one in because they have all those different stars.
Are you thinking of Alicia Silverstone?
I don't know. Does she look like Rose Arnold?
Well, in the clip, she's young.
Yeah.
She was in like a series of Aerosmith videos.
That's her.
Okay.
That's Rose Arnold.
Oh,
I'm not sure it isn't Rose doing a commercial.
Okay.
Hey, the mega Powerball is worth over $1 billion combined. Just so you know.
My. Okay. When do I need to get my ticket?
Well, tonight's Mega Millions drawing is up to $600 million, and there's still no winner from Powerball. So the jackpot is over $500 million tonight. So you better get your ticket today.
All right. I think I've bought one Powerball ticket in my life.
Very seldom buy them, and when I do, it's stupid because it's when it's like this. And
Yeah, right.
You know your odds are.
Yeah.
It should let you know no Husker men's basketball tomorrow. I think we had that scheduled with Illinois, right?
Yes.
And they have some COVID problems, so that will not be played. Also, if you won $1 billion or $1 million or $5 million, you know one of the first things I would do?
What would you do, Dave?
I'd go to Circle V Stitch and Post and get me some new duds.
Would you?
Yep.
All right. Would you get a shirt that had monogrammed on it, I won $1 million or I won the lottery?
No, because I don't want those kinds of friends. Maybe just a little dollar sign up on the shoulder or something.
There you go.
Something subtle.
Yeah. But yeah, Circle V Stitch and Post. That's our good friend Velma. And she's ready to go to work for you with her quality custom embroidery service, ready to get your creation started today. Hey, keep warm with Creations by Velma. New knit gloves, scarves, and all kinds of stocking hats. These all come in wonderful colors. You can pick your team's colors if you want, print your mascot on them, or maybe put your business name, business logo right on the front of a stocking hat during the wintertime. She can help you get all of that set up. So just give her a call today at 872-6173 and get your creation started today with Circle V Stitch and Post, located just north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road.
Radiator Man could fight criminals with antifreeze and spray it on them.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Chris Smith, the Palmer Monument Company. There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the months of January and February, we are giving you one more reason, our annual winter sale. Come and see us today, and when you bring the coupon from the newspaper, receive additional savings off our already reduced prices. Our goal is to assist you in selecting the memorial that best fits your family needs, and will save you money too, during the annual winter sale at Palmer Monument Company of Broken Bow and Lexington.
Even though it's not outdoor planting time, the Garden Center always has products that are great to have available year-round. Mulch not staying put? Refresh your beds with mulch from the Garden Center. And for indoor plants, they have potting soil. Succulents are great for inside, and they have them as well as decorations to brighten your home and make it feel alive. Visit them at the Garden Center, 1 block south off Highway 2, Tuesday to Friday, 10 to 5:30, and Saturday, 10 until 2. Just turn by the Tumbleweed Cafe.
Dad says Eglin has way too many ATVs and side-by-sides on hand. That means he's ready to make you a good deal. You can check out all of the units online at eglinatv.net. And the guys in the service department are always working hard to keep everyone up and running. Stop in and make Dad give you a good deal at Eglin ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
924. Trying to think what kind of superhero Chip could be. Chip and Liana.
Oh, at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency?
Yes. Now, let's see. Build you a policy. Well, I don't want to use the Superman thing again. What about Wonder Woman? And does Wonder Woman have a sidekick?
I don't know. I don't think so. Wonder Woman's kind of a solo superhero, I think.
Well, that wouldn't work then.
Yeah.
Well, they're not superheroes like on the movies, but they are super good at getting insurance that fits your needs at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Yes, indeed. And, of course, we all know that Medicare open enrollment and prescription Part D is ended. But if you're going to be turning 65, say in 2021, never a bad idea to make a phone call and kind of get some of your questions answered so that you are prepared for the process that will be coming up later in 2021. Also important to not purchase, they always remind you of this, important to not purchase Medicare plans off the telephone or television. Local agents have all the information you need, and they are right there to help you when you have questions or need assistance. So contact Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency in Callaway today. Also, Chip deals a lot with the farm insurance, farm policies. It's a great time to look them over now and renew those. And you can give them a call for more information at 308-836-2201. You'll find them on Main Street in Callaway, Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
What do you think the most popular name for a pet is? This, it's kind of like kids' names, babies' names. They kind of go different with the times.
Well, I would think that it would depend on the animal, wouldn't it?
Most of us, I think.
Let's see. Of course, I think Spot is probably, I don't know, I'm guessing a familiar one. Let's see. I don't know.
Max.
Oh, Max. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
In fact, I know several pets who are named Max.
Yeah. Well, the reason, which is a little bit different than one would think, it's been the most popular dog name, at least for the last 30 years, is
Really?
Max. Kim Leapart had
Yes.
a Max.
Yep.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they say is Mad Max. Remember the movie
from
Mad
the movie?
Max?
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Released in 1979. The Max has topped the list of pet names over the last 3 decades, and they think there was a dog in that show, and I don't know if that relates, but they think that's when it all started. That's when, well, never mind. I'm going to be nice. But Max has topped the list of pet names for the last 3 decades. This year, 2020 included, now some owners have been inspired by the pandemic, and what is trending right now, that's a new word.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not, it's an old word being used as a new trending, is Covey and Rona.
Oh, okay.
Or
Covey
Covi,
and
I don't know.
Rona.
You know how they track pets' names?
I have no idea. No, I don't know.
Pet cemeteries.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
because people do bury their dogs and put up a stone now.
Yeah.
That's how they kind of track it. So there's a lot of...
Wasn't that like a Stephen King book, too,
Yeah,
that
Pet
turned into
Sematary.
like one of them scary movies?
Oh, yeah.
Pet Cemetery. Never seen it. Don't want to.
Yeah, that's how they track them.
Oh.
So anyway, let's talk one more item here of interest. We have been talking about a lot of different things here this morning about activities in life and trials and tribulations of life, the joy in life, and getting the most out of life while we're here. And if we can't understand what's going on or can't talk back and forth comfortably and know what the other person is saying, it's just going to take a lot of that away.
There you go.
And I think we are gifted to have Roxanne here in Custer County.
Yeah, Roxanne is a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years of experience, and you'll find her right here in Broken Bow at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. And right now, Roxanne has some specials, including a $500 discount for buying local, offering some trade-in values on old hearing aids, also a $1,500 stimulus special. So you need to call Roxanne now and get your appointment set up for 2021 and find out more about some of the specials that she is offering. Phone number to call is 308-384-3852. And don't forget to ask her about the free amplified phones for the residents of Nebraska, especially if you're finding it more difficult to understand people while you're talking to them on the phone. So make your appointment today. Call Roxanne at 308-384-3852. You'll find her office in the Broken Bow Chamber Building right there downtown Broken Bow.
We'll be right back.
Grocery Cart, proud to have served Custer County for over 35 years. Right now, save on 80% lean ground round in 10-pound tubes, $1.98 a pound. 8-pound average Hormel boneless center cut pork loins are $1.88 a pound. Certified Angus beef cube steaks, $4.48 a pound. 2.5-pound bags of Best Choice boneless, skinless chicken thighs are $5.48. Have a pasta night. Best choice pastas are 68 cents, and Hunt's pasta sauces are 5 for $5 at the grocery cart. East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Callaway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Callaway. The Grand Generation Manor.
Everyone loves winter. Your car door is frozen shut, it takes 10 minutes to regain feeling in your extremities after going outside, and you're just wiped out on a patch of ice. While Runza can't make it any warmer, we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Every Tuesday in January and February, the temp at 6 a.m. is the price you pay for an original Runza sandwich when you buy medium fries and a drink. Because Runza makes it all better.
Runza's Temperature Tuesday reading is 13 degrees. That means your original Runza sandwich is just 13 cents with a medium fry and medium drink. Today only at Runza.
Your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, Barney Health Mart, encourages you to save with Health Mart brands. These Health Mart Tussins for ages 12 and over are $4.50. Mucus and chest congestion, cough and chest congestion DM, and multi-symptom cold CF. Health Mart 12-hour cough DM is $6.99, and 100-count acetaminophen are $5.99. All at Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Getting ready to close the show here on this Tuesday. Want to talk a little bit about wrestling tomorrow with Brent before we close. Also want to remind you that the Broken Bow Food Pantry is open today from 1 until 3 p.m. And during this period of time, they accept non-perishable food items, toiletries, paper products, and they'll take monetary donations as well at 1100 South 6th Street in Broken Bow, Nebraska. And also there's some blood drives that are taking place that you can take part in. A blood drive, this is Tuesday, so a blood drive tomorrow at Melham Medical Center from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. A blood drive in Loop City tomorrow at the Community Center from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. So those are a couple opportunities there for you. And we have an opportunity for you to listen and watch wrestling on Wednesday all the way from Valentine, if everything works out. And Brent, I know that that meet has always been super, super good. It's changed a little bit due to the pandemic, but you still would expect some good competition on Valentine Invitational.
Yeah, it's actually just a triangular, so we'll have two duels that we'll be doing for you. And to clarify, it'll be Thursday.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It'll be Thursday when we go up to Valentine, and we'll have Broken Bow's duels against Gothenburg and against Valentine. Now, those will actually be the second and third duels of the night. So Gothenburg will wrestle Valentine first, and then Broken Bow will take the mat. So we're guessing 6:30, somewhere in that time frame is when we'll get started with that coverage. But it'll be on radio for you on KCNI 96.3 FM and also on the web at KCNI1280.com. And then we hope to have a video stream of the matches for you as well from Valentine, and you can access those on all of our media platforms. Also on Thursday, we're going to have basketball too, and those games will be on the radio on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com, as we'll be in Dunning for the girls and boys basketball doubleheader between Sandhills Thetford and Anselmo Myrna. That'll be on Thursday, and then Friday we'll be up at the Indian Gym in Broken Bow for Broken Bow girls and boys basketball as the Indians host Wood River at the Indian Gym in Broken Bow. And those basketball games Friday will be on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. And that kind of sets up the week as far as high school sports coverage is concerned.
All right, on the Huskers side, depending on the COVID situation, Saturday, Jeff has the Husker women's basketball game with Ohio State scheduled Friday at 3:45, tip-off at 4. Excuse me, on Saturday. Saturday, Husker women's basketball. Saturday afternoon game, 3:45, game tip at 4. And then on, I guess that's listed twice, so yeah.
Yes.
I'll get it right.
Yes, Saturday is women's basketball scheduled. Yep.
Yeah, okay. And then wrestling on Thursday, not Wednesday, as I said. They were to have a men's basketball game tomorrow night with Illinois and the Husker men's side, but that's been canceled due to COVID. And that's the schedule for this week. We appreciate your listenership. Thanks for dialing us up. And I'll just send out a shout to all of you Hollywood stars out there that look like people on the movies. We have a lot of them around here. Something in the water.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know,
I've always thought you kind of look like Kenny Rogers.
Oh, stop it.